Hello guys, welcome back to the second video of calculator project series. Uh, so in this video today, what we are going to do is we are going to create the base page of our calculator. So we will be creating this background, the basic frame, not the buttons, the basic frame of the calculator and this head title. This is what we are going to do in this, and then we will use some CSS to do the proper alignments of things on this page. Okay, so let's quickly jump in. I'll go to my folder. I already have a images folder created where I have kept an image which will be used as the background. So this is the same background that you see here on the PPT. So if I open it, you'll see here. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to use. Let's begin then. So to start making this, what I'm going to do is I'll create a new text file, and okay, so let me change the name. I'll call it clc.html. So this is what how I'm going to name this. And when you say enter, you will see this pop up. Just say yes. Okay. And you will see this will automatically pick the default browser of your computer, right? Then I'm going to create another text file. This will be for the CSS, the cascading style sheet, where we will be creating the effects, the colors and things like that. Okay, placements of elements on the page. So let's name it style.css. Yeah, and say yes. In the same ways, you will see this confirmation messages because you are changing the extension of text file to something else. In this case, CSS. So I'll say yes. Now we have both. So let's open both of them with text editor so that we can start making our page. Okay. So just do the right alignment. Okay. So now here I'm going to write whatever HTML source code we want to write, and then we want to see on our page. And here in this style CSS, we will be doing the CSS effects. We will be writing the CSS effects. So let's begin. So let's also open this calc HTML. And currently you will see there's nothing. So let me close this. So there's nothing, right? It's an absolutely blank page. So let's go to our calc HTML and let's start writing our code. So as you must be aware of, so all the HTML documents, all the elements of a HTML document will live within this these tags, the HTML tags, starting and ending tag, and everything will be inside this. So now I've created this, the starting and the ending tag of the HTML document, and then I'm going to create the head of my HTML document. I prefer creating the ending tag right away when I'm making, writing the HTML codes. And now let me create the title. And the title which I'm going to give to my page is calculator project. That's it. That's PROJCT project. Okay. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a linkage between this file and the CSS file that is here. Okay, that's a separate file. So I'll give the tag that will indicate where the CSS file is, and will pick the cascading styles from there. Okay, so the way of doing that is this. So link rel equals to, you say style sheet. Okay, and then you say type equals to inside the quote text CSS, and then you say href, and here we'll close it. So this link element will not have a it does not require a closing tag. So it will just end here. Okay, once I have given the href. So href is nothing but the file name along with the complete location of where this file resides. So in my case, this file is right here in the same folder where this calc HTML file is. So I'm just going to give the name. Had it been anywhere else, so let's suppose if this file had been inside this folder, I would have given backslash images backslash style.css here, right? Only because the style.css, my css file is right in the same folder where calc html is. I'll giving the name itself is going to work. Okay, so now I'm done with the head tag. Okay, so I'll start writing the body tag basically. So okay, my mouse is giving problems. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I am very particular about these things. So I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to create my body tag. I am very religious about creating these indents, as these will help you to keep tab on your elements, from where to where that element reaches. Otherwise, if I keep everything from the very left, it will become challenging, and you will see that while I'm doing this coding. Okay, I'll recommend all of you to practice this, especially if you are not using a proper IDE to code and develop such kind of projects. If you are using a plain simple text editor, then you should deliberately follow these proper indentation, because that will definitely going to help you, and that you'll see how that helps when while making this project. So now I have made the body tag, and now what I'm going to do very first is I will create a div. And as I always do, I'll create the ending tag also right away then and there. And in this div, I'm going to, so basically I'm going to create this section here, the head title, right? The banner, or whatever you may call it, right? So I'll just write calculator project, and so that I can give it a proper styling, a color and font size and things like that. I'll give it a class name also. Class equals to so I'm going to call it page head text. Okay, so now once I'm done with it, let's create the main calculator now, right? So and since there will be many things, I'm going to create the ending tag of this div below, not in one line like I've done here, but like this. So and I'm going to call this as class equals to calc main. Okay, and now we will be creating our other elements here. Right now, let's make our so now basically what this calc main is this border, this big rectangle that on the page. Okay, so I have created this calculator project head of the page, and then I have created this calc main element that I have created here. This is this big rectangle. Okay, inside this big rectangle there will be two more rectangles, one which will form this screen and the other which will form the keyboard, and then inside that keyboard we will have separate keys, right? So let's quickly, so this calc main that you see here, my mouse is getting stuck. Okay, so this calc main that you see here is nothing but that you know, this bigger body. Okay, now inside this I'm going to create the calculator screen. Okay, so let me create another div and let me call it, what should I call it, calc screen. Okay, let me calc screen. Okay, and I am saying by default the value will always be 0. Okay, now the next thing that again I'm going to create is the calculator keyboard platform where the buttons will be created. Okay, so div, and since there will be many elements inside it, I'm going to create the ending tag below that, and inside here we will be, you know, now creating our keyboard buttons, right? But let's so let's give this also a class name. So calc keyboard. Okay, so now in this video I only intended to use create these many elements, and now I'll switch on to the CSS to include the background and do the necessary colors and things. And before I do that, and then in the next follow-up video we'll be creating the buttons and doing stuff. Okay, so before I go to the CSS, let me go to my page and refresh, and let's see how things appear here. So now you see, you only see this calculator project and 0, and you don't see anything for this calculator keyboard because it's actually, it is nothing but a div. So we now, with the help of CSS, will create that will be, you know, create the borders and the inside color of it so that you can see something. Currently, it's absolutely blank, as well as it has no color. It's absolutely transparent. That's why you are not able to see, right? So let's quickly now go to our CSS. Okay, so in the CSS, the very first thing that I'm going to do is body. Okay, okay, so let me give it a margin of 0 for now. Later on, if needed, we will increase this, and let me give it a padding also of 0. And if you guys do not understand what margin and padding is, I will explain, so don't worry, just follow along for now, and I'll explain what margin and padding is. Okay, and here now for the body of this page, I'm going to include the background image. Okay, background image, and I'm going to say URL. Okay, and inside here I'm going to give the URL. So my background image is inside the images folder, right? So if I go here, so you see images, images, and then inside that I have my background. So if I pick the name of this background image completely, let me come out, okay, and give it here. Now if I save and if I do a refresh, you'll see the background will appear here. Okay, if I do F5, you see the background appear. All right, so this is how you include the background. Now what we need to do is we will be doing the, you know, setting up of this head thing. Okay, so let's, and what did we name that? If I go here, we had named it page head text. Okay, so let me copy this name from here and say, and okay, so another thing, so for whenever you are doing the thing, you know, styling on the CSS file, to specify stylings for any element, the way that you do it is, for any element, you will simply give the name of that element. So I'm doing the here I have done the, you know, CSS for the body of this page. So I have written the body. So this is the element name. So body, as you can see here, it's an element. Okay. Then if you want to do you specify the styling basis a class name, then how do you do it? You just cannot say page head text and then inside the curly braces you can give your CSS. It will not work. For if you are specifying the styling for a element based on its class name, then you will have to follow this. So dot and then the class name, and then it will go to the right element. Okay, so let's and if you are doing it basis the ID, then it's hash and then that ID. Okay, so things like that. Okay, so now let's go and do the CSS, the effects and the proper setting out of the visual of the head text. Okay, so display, I'm going to say block. So I'll share a few links towards the end of this series for some pages where you'll get to know what all kind of displays are available, all kind of positions are available, and some explanations for them also. There's a very good website with W3 School. I follow that much, and much of my learnings come from there. But also let me keep on telling you a few of them which I very oftenly use and I also very well remember. So there are a few kind of displays. So block, inline display, inline block, and then table cell, and these are few kind of displays. So when you say something to be block, you are saying that that particular element will appear in a row, and it will not allow any other element in that same row. Okay, so it's going to take the entire width of the page. So if I make it block, any other element other than this calculator project will not be able to come into that same row. So let me finish this display and then finish this CSS for this page head text, and then come to you. The next thing that I want to do for this is let's align the text also, and I want the text to be aligned to the center. Then let's do a margin top of 20 px, and then let's also do margin left of what, 50 px. Okay, and then I will explain you once again another point which just came in my mind. I'll explain here also. So for now, let me just quickly, width is going to be I can give the widths in px, which is kind of hard coded width that this element is going to take. But what I would instead prefer is, so you can specify the lengths in different units. So px is one of them, em is one of them, and then you can also specify the length of property of a particular element in terms of percentage also. So I'm going to do percentage here, and then I'll also explain why. So when you do specify the length kind of things, height or width in percentage, they will appear as per the page size. If I make it hard coded with say 100 px, and let's say it comes out to be this long, and later on someone is trying to resize the page, that element will get cramped, or maybe it will get cut by the edges. Okay, but if you do that with the percentage, it is going to take the percentage of the entire width of your parent element or the page itself, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'll be saying 90%, width of 90%, 90% of this body, this page itself. Okay, I hope you guys are getting, and do let me know in the comments if you still have questions. And this percentage theory I'm going to apply here also, right? So I'm going to do a margin left of 5%. Okay, so what I'm saying is, no matter whatever the length of the page is, whether it is in a full screen mode or in a half window mode or in a even smaller mode, make sure that whatever space is available, the page head text adjusts, leaves a margin on the left side of 5% of the available space. Okay, and once it is visible, it will be more clear to you. Okay, so let's give a background color. Background of this particular element, this page head text element, and this will not get mixed up with the background of the body. Okay, so background, I'm going to give sky blue. Okay, and what else? Let's also give the color of the text. To give the color of the text, you just use the color property like this. Okay, nothing else. Blue. Okay, what else? Let me also give border. Okay, border style, and I'm going to say solid. Okay, and there are a few more types of borders, ridge, double, and things like that. And the link that I will share in the description section of this video, you'll find more styles there. Okay, so since I have given border style as solid, that's a very okay. So let's save it and let's refresh the page. Now you see this calculator project head, how it appears, and let's go through things like one by one. If I and since I initially set the display as block, this element is not going to allow any other element in the same row, right? It will not allow anything to come here or here because it's in the display of this element is in a block type. Okay, so it's going to take the entire width of the screen and will not allow anything in that same row. Things will appear below it or above it. Okay, the next thing is text align. I'm sure everyone understands margin top. So basically what margin is, when you create the border of, once you know the border of a particular element, margin is the amount of space it leaves outside of it. So here when I have said margin top, I'm talking about this space. So this space is 20 px, this white space is 20 px, and padding is nothing but the inside edge. So if I give some padding here, you'll see how it displays. So padding, let's say give 20 px padding also. So now if I do F5, you'll see it became the height increased because this calculator project text inside this element will have to leave a padding of 20 px above and 20 px bottom also, and this also has a padding of 20 px on the left and right also. If I try to write a very big text that stretches and takes the entire space, the word will get wrapped or will become invisible or get cut by the edges from this place, I mean leaving the 20 px until this space. Okay, so this is what padding and margin is. So margin is the space left outside of the element, and padding is the space inside the element, where any other text or any other element cannot come. Okay, so I hope that has made margin and padding clear. Next, what else I can do? So font size. So let's also increase the font size. So it's very small font size. So to increase the font size, you can specify it here. So let's give 35 px. So now you see the font size is 35 px. I can change the font color to be white. I think that will be better. Yeah, okay, and we can also we can set the font to be bold with font weight property, and we can call it bold. Okay, if you want it extra bold, you can use 900 also, and there are more values like 300, 500, 700, and 900, and in the link that I will share, you will find more values. But okay, so it's not appearing here, so probably we can test that later. But bold will definitely make it bold. If I remove this property, so this is the way how you comment out things in CSS. you'll see the bold effect has gone. So let me bring it back. Okay, so now it is bold. Also the border style. Okay, so since I made the color white, the border also became white, and hence it is not very clearly visible. So let me actually make it blue only, and you will see the border. Okay, so now you see the border. We can also set the weight of this border with border width. Okay, I can make it 5 px. So if I do a refresh, you see it became more wider. I prefer to keep it 1 px. Okay, now we have already made the page head text, right? So we are done with it. Let's now create the main frame of the calculator, where our basically mainframe of the calculator. So what did we name it? Let's go to our calculator HTML. So calc main is the name, right? So let's use that. And again, since this is a class name, how are we going to use it is with a dot and then curly braces, and inside this, so let me just inside this curly braces, we are going to specify the properties of our style. Okay, so again, so margin left, and what I'm going to do is, let me specify that in percentage to 30%. And okay, so let me actually create the border first, which will give me a clear visibility of the object. Solid. Now if I do a refresh once on the page, border style, okay, so I have not specified a height and width of this, so hence there is zero height and width, and hence you don't see any border appearing. Okay, so let's create some height and width for this. So width could be, so what I want is, whatever the page size is, I want to consume the 40% of it, right, as the width of my calculator frame. So I'm going to say 40%. And whatever the page height I have, I want to consume like 60 or maybe 55% of it. Okay, HEIGHT. Okay, let me see. Okay, something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Okay, let me also give the let me also give the background, then maybe that will background gray. Oh yeah, now it appeared. Why the border is not appearing? Probably because the color is not set. Let me instead of solid, let me set it to rich. How does that looks? Okay, for some reason, I'm not specifying the spelling correctly, so I'm very sorry guys. Now you see the border, it has a ridge style border. So this is the basically ridge style border. You see a little bit of embedded or raised up kind of border, right? Now we have this calculator frame where our screen and the keyboard and things will be there. So let's quickly do it. Okay, let's bring it down a little. So I'm going to leave like the way I have left a margin on towards on the third, on the left. And as I was saying, so 30, I have not specified it in a hard-coded way as 30 px or 100 px. I have said 30%. So what that means is, if I, yeah, so as soon as I resize my page, the margin will still leave 30% space there. But if I do that with 30 px hard coded, see how that will work. So if I do it this way and F5, and if I'm going to increase it, it is not going to change. The left margin is not going to change. But if I do it in let's say, let me to show you, give you better visibility, let me do it 10%, and let me refresh the page here. Now if I increase the size, just notice the margin on the left, right? You see it's increasing as per the page size. So this is what I was talking about, right? So that I did. Now also let me create a margin top. Margin top. Just give me one moment. Okay, so I'm back. I'm sorry, I got distracted by something. So what I have done so far is, okay, so I'm going to specify the margin top, and this, how much shall I do it? Let me do 10%. I think that should be good. And now if I do a refresh on the page, this, and if I resize the page, the margin top will also get adjusted as per the, because I have specified as per the page, because I have specified that in percentage, right? So now you see, okay, let me make it 30%. So that will be more better apt position. So now you see here. So let me make it full size. Okay. So here we have created the main frame of the calculator, and then we will be, making our calculator screen. Okay. So let's pick the calc screen. Yeah, this is good. Dot calc screen, and let's start to specify the styling elements for calc screen. Okay, so margin, this I'm going to do a hard code. I don't want this functionality to be changing by the size. So when I say margin here, so when my calculator screen appears here, it will be a very thin margin between left here, showing the gray border, that will look like a border. Okay, so that I'm specifying as 3px, and once it is visible, you'll have a better idea. And a height, I'm going to specify in percentage, because I want, as the page height is getting adjusted, I want the calculator screen height also getting adjusted. So I'm going to specify it in percentage. So I'm going to say 12%. Okay, and this 12% is not the 12% of this entire page, guys. This 12% will be the 12% is out of the total height of its parent element. And what is its this calc screen's parent element? This window, this gray window is the parent element. So the 12% of this gray window is going to be the height of this calculator screen, right? Just to make things clear. Now I'm going to specify width, right? And then this is going to be a calculation. So each time the so with the CALC function, you can do calculations in CSS. And what I'm going to say is, I'm going to take the 100% width of its parent element, and then I'm going to, once I have got the 100% width, I'll take out 12px out of that total width, and that will be my width of this calculator screen. Why I have taken this 12px is because I want to leave some margin on both the side, left and the right side. Okay, again my mouse has stopped. My mouse is giving me okay. Okay, just give me one moment, guys. Let me. Okay, so it's working now. Now next thing which I'm going to do is, let me quickly give it a background, and You can specify the colors in a very hard-coded manner. As you have seen, I have specified the gray and the blue on the other elements, but you can also use the hex codes for the colors, right? So I'm going to give a very light color background for the calculator screen, and I already have a color hex color code for it. So this is the color that I want to give, and then the border style that I want to give is ridge. Okay, and then the font size that I want to give is maybe 30 px, and what else? The font weight, let's give it bold, make it bold, WEIGHT, and let's make it bold. Then what else? We can do the text alignments towards right. Okay, let's now see how it appears on the screen. So back on my page, now here you see the calculator screen appear, the 0, the bold, and you also see the margin. So top margin we had left for 3px, the 3px on the left, the 3px on the right, because out of the total 100% weight, we have deducted 12px, and then you will say 6px on the right and 6px on the left. It only makes 3px on the left and right. It makes 6px only. Why I have deducted 12px? Because this border style ridge, it also takes its own width, and by default the ridge border style will have a 3px. This may depend on different systems, but on my system the ridge border style will this border width in itself is going to take 3px. So again, 3px margin and 3px border, so 6px, 6 and 6 2, so that's what 12px we have deducted here. Okay, right? Now since we have created the calculator screen similar way, we are going to create the keyboard panel where the keys will be created. So let's quickly do that. Okay, so let me let me say display block, and let me say again, so margin is going to be 3px. Okay, and then padding, I also want to keep padding so that the buttons which I will be creating inside this keyboard folder do not touch the wall of this keyboard frame. Okay, so and that I will show you once I start to create the keyboards. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a very small amount, maybe 0.1%. Okay, and that will be my padding, and then let's give it a height, and again height I will be calculating. Okay, and how I will be calculating the height is, I already have spent some of the height for the calculator screen. So what I can do is uh, and I'm so what I'm and I will not be sure of what is the percentage of height that I need to adjust for the calculator screen. So let's do it this way. So I'll do 100%, and then let me minus 30px, and let's see from where it appears. So for now, let's proceed. Width is going to be same as the the calculator screen, so there's no doubt. We'll do this. And then background color, let me give it blue. Background is going to be blue, and then border style, let it be rich. Okay, so let's see if I save it and go to my page and refresh. Okay, so I think the height is too much. So as you can see, this keyboard frame is going out of this main calculator frame, right? So maybe we'll have to reduce this. So from let's make it 20px. Okay, so sorry, I'll have to increase this to reduce the total size because it's getting detected from the 100%. So let's make it 40px. Let's make it 50px. Let's make it 60px. I think 70 should be good. Yeah, or maybe 74 or maybe 72. Yeah. Now with this, what you will see is whenever the height of this, okay, the height of the keyboard frame is reducing faster than the, okay, so let me do it this way. So instead of what do I do? So I'm thinking let's do it 20px only, and let's reduce this one. So let's see, okay, it's going too much. Let's make it 80%. Oh, okay, let's make it 90%. Okay, let's make it 88%, or maybe 87%. 87.5 should be good, I think. Yeah. Now, if I change the height, you see the calculator keyboard frame is getting properly adjusted as per the height. So this is why we use percentages instead of hard-coded length sizes, length units. Okay. So I hope you guys have understood whatever I did so far. Just in case if you guys have any questions, you can ask me in the comments section, and I'll be happy to answer them. In the next video, I'll be creating buttons inside it. Then we will be doing styling, and then we will be writing the JavaScript codes so that when you click on those buttons, something happens here. And finally, we will be mapping the buttons with your actually hardware, with your keyboard hardware also, so that you are not strictly dependent on your mouse to click on the buttons. You can also do it from your keyboard, right? So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I guess it has become quite large, but then I hope I have been able to explain all the things properly. If you guys have questions, to ask me in the comments, and do like it. As I had said earlier, I will not force you to like and subscribe, but just in a customary way, I am just saying, if you like it, if you like the video, if you find it helpful, do like it. And if you like this entire series, subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. Okay, thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.